Welcome to the Center for Executive Coaching Alumni Interviews. I'm Andrew Neitlich, founder and director of the Center for Executive Coaching. Today we speak with Kelley Black. Kelley's an executive coach and strategic thought partner for innovative leaders in technology, healthcare, fashion, and media. She helps C-suite leaders, executives, and their teams in the areas of leadership communication, change management, culture creation, and talent development. I've really enjoyed working with Kelley and seeing her practice develop over the years because she's truly risen to the ranks of working with amazing leaders and some really dynamic and fascinating companies. So Kelley, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me, Andrew. I really appreciate you and all your support in getting me to the level that I've gotten to. I just want to acknowledge that.
Thanks so much. So well, let's jump in. What do you love most about coaching?
You know, I believe in the power of human potential and that we're all put here for a unique purpose. And as a coach, I get to support some extremely smart, innovative, good people who want to be the best at what they do and also make a difference in the world. And, you know, for me, it's a blessing to be able to support these innovative leaders. And I'm constantly challenged to stretch my heart wisdom and also my intellect to meet my clients collaboratively and support them in reaching and exceeding their goals. So to coach successfully, you need to think constantly about your clients' best interests and how you can support them and what tools you can provide. For me, it's much more than asking open-ended questions, and I like the intellectual challenge of that and the combination of being required to show up with an intellectual capacity and a level of emotional intelligence, as well as comprehensive thinking and problem-solving ability and presence, and to need to do that all at once. I like the challenge of that. And I get to work with really interesting, exceptional, innovative people. And I also like that coaching is a field that requires being both a pragmatist and an aspirational dreamer of sorts. And I think I'm a combination of both of those things. And just to contribute to helping people see beyond their immediate reality to something greater and how to implement it is extremely rewarding.
Wonderful. So I have been totally amazed at how your practice has evolved since you started and the types of clients you have now. Can you talk a little bit about how your practice has evolved since you began?
Oh, sure, and thank you for that acknowledgement because it has changed significantly both in the complexity and the duration of my engagements. So I now have an organizational client that has a $400 million budget, and I was originally brought in as an adjunct to a leadership team meeting 5 years ago to essentially speak about how to be a resilient leader, and then that evolved to a three-month coaching engagement supporting 2 executives on change management and collaborative leadership. And 5 years later, I'm still there, and it's expanded to facing to the CEO, the COO, the CFO, and I coach the entire executive team, which is 11 people. And they're a very dynamic organization, so there's been a lot of both strategic planning around growth as well as very rapid change management stuff going on, and succession planning and talent development and culture creation. I mean, I've had the opportunity to be up in the mix with them on all of those buckets, which has been extremely rewarding. So that's one example of how something started 5 years ago, and then I was able to demonstrate, because of the skills I learned, a lot of them from you, I was able to demonstrate a level of value to them, and then it just grew and grew and grew, and now I'm just all embedded up in the mix there. And then another example was back in 2000, this was 2013, I was, through some relationships in New York, I was asked to be a candidate for a coaching engagement. It was being screened by the chairman of the board of an organization, a fashion company, and I was asked to candidate for that and ended up working on that collaboratively with one of the top innovation experts in the world, and he used to run the innovation laboratory at Ernst & Young, and this started as an extremely rigorous and deep dive into supporting the two co-founders on growth and expansion, as well as some recruitment issues and a bunch of also complex things. And then fast forward, that evolved into, again, coaching members of their team and then supporting one of the co-founders when she decided to leave and start a second company. And I've now been retained by her to work with herself, her CTO, her COO in launching this new company. And that began, so that began in late 2013, 2014, and I, again, have been able to create a level of value for her that has had it be a retainment engagement across many different forms, and most recently into her new company. So the complexity and the duration of my assignments has evolved significantly since I started.
Terrific. And it sounds like, too, you really become not just a coach, but a trusted advisor to your clients.
Yeah, absolutely. They would say, and if you go on my website, there's a video interviewing some of them, and they would say trusted advisor probably before executive coach, and I feel quite honored to have earned that. You know, of course, that means sometimes you're getting texts at 8, 9 o'clock at night to have a phone call about something at 7 in the morning the following day if there's something pressing, but it's quite an honor, you know. It's not something, I don't know, I'm kind of speechless. Yeah, it's an honor, and I feel really grateful to have that relationship with them.
Fantastic. Great. So what advice do you have then for new executive coaches or those thinking about getting into coaching who want to achieve the type of success you've had?
I mean, I have a few things to say on that, which I hope are helpful to people listening. One, I feel like there are many, many executive coaching programs out there, and I feel if you're looking for a program and serious about being in the field, it's really important that you do a program that has a very practical bent to it and that has an intellectual rigor to it, that's not just theoretical or academic or light in the sense of just doing open-ended questions. I feel like if you really want to be successful at this, it's a very crowded field. And also we're competing in a field where everyone says they're a coach these days, many people who don't have their qualifications. So in terms of, there's a fatigue, I think, in the market. And when I look at my clients, they get everybody telling them they're a coach, and there's a fatigue around that. So you need to really go through a program and get your proper qualifications and know what your unique value is, what's your USP, and what do you have to offer, and what's going to differentiate you. And you also need to have the mindset about helping contribute to solving a problem or a pain point, and be able to communicate what's unique about you and speak, I would say, in terms of not just being a coach, but the value you bring. Like, why are you really wanting to do this? To answer that for yourself before you even start. And then what's the value that you're really going to bring to your clients, and why should they choose you? I feel you really need to be clear on these things if you're going to succeed.
Great. Well, Kelley, thank you so much for these insights. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Our pleasure. Thanks so much.